Good afternoon, everyone. This is Immigration Attorney Gail Seeram, and it's been a while since we've had a live session with the holidays and all, but we are planning and hoping that we can continue to go live at least once a month, and we're hoping for at least the first Wednesday of the month. That is our goal. So right now, if you can share the post that you saw when you joined this live session, so your friends also know about this live session. So if you can share this post on your TikTok or share this post on your YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, go ahead and share that post so you can also help your family and friends to also learn about this post and learn about this live session where we are going to be answering immigration questions and also giving you some updates on immigration. Okay, so please go ahead and hit that share button so you can share with your friends. Again, I am Immigration Attorney Gail Seeram, practicing immigration law for over 22 years. If you want more information about us, you can visit our website, GailLaw.com, GailLaw.com, and you will see our blog, our articles that we've written. We've also been on TV, Orlando TV, different news stations, 19 times. All 19 of our TV interviews are on our homepage and on our YouTube. I encourage you to go to our YouTube also. I see some friends joining on TikTok and on YouTube. We also are, if you're trying to join on Facebook, you need to go on the Facebook group, which is My U.S. Immigration Lawyer, and you're gonna join the room there. We had to do a room in our Facebook group. I see a lot of names coming in. Yes, continue to share this live. Share. Give us some thumbs up. I'm curious to see where our viewers are. If you want to share your location, well, just let me know, hey, I'm in, whatever country or whatever city, because that will be helpful. But also start typing your questions in the chat and start typing your questions in the comments so I can see your questions and I can answer your questions. Okay, so I'm going to start. It's only a half an hour session, so we're going to be here for the next half an hour. I see we have, some people from Florida joining in and some people from Guyana. To get married. Okay, I see a question about a U.S. citizen wanting to marry boyfriend from Peru. I will get to your question. Some questions about the vaccine, if you're an H-2B visa. So I do see the questions coming in. I'm writing them, I'm noting them, and we're going to go through them. But as we are waiting on the sharing and additional people to join this session, we are going to also give you some updates. So if you know about the green card, a permanent resident card or work permit, it is a card, and originally it was green, and then it's been through several versions. It's been beige, and then it's been pink, and then it was like a red, white, and blue. Then it went back to being green. Well, now immigration has redesigned the card yet again for security reasons. They have redesigned the card. So there is a newly redesigned card as of today. So maybe if you're getting a green card or a work permit and it looks a little different than what your friend has or your family has, don't be worried. It's just a newer version, a new redesign that they are issuing now. And one of my clients actually got a work permit today, and I did see the new design. And anyone who's joining on the Facebook, thank you for joining, but can you please mute so I don't hear your end? I don't think I can, oh yeah. If you could mute, because I could hear an echo of myself. Okay, so we are talking about the new redesigned green card. The person on Facebook, could you please go ahead and mute? Okay, so I saw that person left on Facebook. You could join on YouTube or TikTok also. Having some trouble with the Facebook room right now. Okay, so if you have the older version of the card, no worries. You do not need to apply for a replacement green card. The old version and new version are still valid. What you're looking at is the date that the card expires, okay? Some green cards expire in 2 years because it's based on marriage and the marriage was less than 2 years. Some green cards are 10 years, okay? In either case, if your green card is a 10-year green card, you could file to renew or replace your card if you lose it 6 months prior to the expiration date. If your card is a 2-year card, then 90 days prior to the expiration, you have to file a petition to remove your conditions, prove you continue to be living and married to a U.S. citizen spouse before you can get the full 10-year card. Again, anyone who has a question, go ahead, just type it in. I am noting the questions, and we're going to go through all the questions when everybody successfully joins the call. If you're joining, we want you to share. Please go ahead and share this link and share this live session so all your friends can see and get this helpful information. Okay, I'm going to go into the questions. We do have some people asking some questions, and let us know where you're chatting with us from. Let us know what country, what city you're chatting with us, okay? Okay, so I have let's jump right into the I-485, okay, which is the application to get permanent residency or a green card, and I see some questions coming in on that. So in the past, when you're applying for permanent residency or a green card based on marriage, there normally is an interview at the local immigration office, and during the Trump administration, interviews were mandatory. Every case had to have an interview, including some employment cases. And that created a backlog. And with COVID, there was a backlog because a lot of immigration offices were working slower with less people. So there were a lot of backlogs on interviews. Last year, the Biden administration made a rule and policy that interviews can be waived. The officer can waive an interview and not bring you in for an interview. So one of the questions I saw is that the person checked online and saw that their I-45 or application for permanent residency was approved and they didn't have an interview yet. Well, what that means is that your case was approved and you're not going to have an interview, and you should look out for your permanent residency or green card in the mail. If you do not receive it, make sure you call the 800 number for USCIS. At least give it 30 days from the approval date. A lot of times, if you've moved from the time you filed your application, sometimes the card gets sent to the older address. So make sure you call USCIS within that 30-day period of the approval. Another question came in, same thing on the I-45 application for permanent residency, and the person said they've been waiting for a while. There is a backlog, as I said earlier, and a typical family case, meaning a spouse of a U.S. citizen, child under 21 of a U.S. citizen, parent of a U.S. citizen. Right now, we're seeing those immediate relative cases taking a good 12 months. So normally you'll get a receipt notice in 30 days. You'll get your biometrics appointment in 60 days. Work permits should come within 3 to 6 months. There is a delay on that. But a lot of times this wait on the I-45 is because they're deciding whether to bring you in for an interview or whether to just approve you without an interview, okay? Did see a question come in about a U.S. citizen who wants to file for her boyfriend who is from Peru. I'm not sure if the boyfriend is in the U.S. or out the U.S., but if the person is if the spouse is in the U.S., then yes, the U.S. citizen, you can file for your spouse in the U.S. once he entered legally with a visa in his name and passport in his name. Go ahead and give us a thumbs up. We're good 13 minutes into this session. A lot of you have been sharing the live links, and we would like to know, give us a thumbs up that you are liking the information that you're hearing. So going back to my U.S. citizen with her boyfriend from Peru, if the boyfriend is here in the United States, he entered legally, passport, visa used to enter the United States, then you can file for that spouse, and we'd be more than happy to offer a free consultation Our office does offer a free consultation, and if you text our office, and you could text our office at 407-292-7730. Again, that number is 407-292-7730. And send us a text, and we'll send you a link, and you click that link and you can use our online scheduler and make your appointment based on our schedule. And it's a free consultation. The only 3 times when it's a paid consultation is if you have an arrest, a prior filing, or you've been prior immigration filing, or you've had a prior immigration court case. In those 3 situations, we do charge $100 for the consultation. But otherwise, if you're brand new filing, never done anything regarding immigration, then it's a free consultation by phone, and we're happy to answer your questions, discuss the process, and discuss our fees. Again, visit us on our website, GailLaw.com, GailLaw.com. So let's talk about the vaccine. I had a question about the COVID vaccine. The COVID vaccine did officially go on the list of vaccines that are required to immigrate to the United States. So if you are looking to get a permanent residency or green card in the United States as part of your medical exam, whether you're in the U.S. or if you're processing from outside the U.S. and you have to take your medical exams in the embassy, please note that you have to show proof that you are fully vaccinated against COVID. It could be any of the COVID vaccines, but you will have to bring your vaccination card and prove that you are fully vaccinated against COVID. The vaccine requirement is not necessarily required for a non-immigrant visa, but there are certain requirements for entering the U.S., whether you're vaccinated or not vaccinated, depending on what country you're from. Because if you're entering as a non-immigrant, like the H-2B or tourist visa or student visa, you're entering as a visitor, and you have to go by the guidelines by Customs and Border Protection. So the best advice I could give you is to call your airline since you're a visitor. But if you're seeking permanent residency, yes, you have to be fully vaccinated against COVID. Anna, can you ask me your question again? Because it keeps scrolling through and I probably missed it, but I'll be more than happy to answer your question if you can state it to me again. What month and year U visas bona fide file going on? U visas are visas where an immigrant who's a victim of a crime and to cooperate with the police applies for a green card, a permanent residency here in the United States. And for that, I think it's like a 10 to 14 year backlog right now on those U visas. So it is a backlog. Question about the age limit to renew a B1, B2 visa. As far as I know, and each embassy may be different, you have to be an adult to apply. So, and for immigration purposes, an adult is 21 and older. So I would say 21 and older before you apply on your own for a tourist visa. But each embassy is different. So, and the tourist visa applications are all done online on the U.S. Embassy website. So if you're in Colombia, you would visit the U.S. Embassy website for Colombia, which is the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, or if, so you have to visit the U.S. Embassy. If you're in Guyana, you go to the U.S. Embassy Georgetown website, and you go to non-immigrant visa and apply for tourist visa, and they will tell you what the requirements are, and you can find out what the age requirement is. Interviewed 2 days ago, but didn't read my fingerprint, so I didn't approve on the spot. Okay. So that sounds like a question about they're verifying your biometrics. So when you go to the interview, if you're appearing for an interview right now, and that's a very good question, Anna. When you're appearing for an interview in the local office, you are fingerprinted when you enter the building. So whether you're applying for citizenship or they're applying any immigration benefit that you're seeking, they fingerprint you and they take your photo. Those are your biometrics, your fingerprints in the photos. And they want to verify that it is truly you and not someone substituting in for you at that interview. So sometimes when people have, accidents, or they get cut on their finger, or the reader cannot read their fingerprints and they cannot match up that person. So most likely that's why you didn't. But normally, so if they're telling you specifically, if you got a letter, Anna, saying specifically there was an issue with your biometrics, they may send you back in for another biometrics appointment at the Application Support Center. So normally when you file for a benefit, you do get a fingerprint appointment where you go into that Application Support Center and they do your fingerprint. So maybe when you submitted your initial fingerprints at the Application Support Center, there was an error there, and that's why your fingerprints resubmitting again at your interview, the two fingerprints don't match. They may send you back in for another fingerprint appointment at the Application Support Center. But normally you don't get a decision on the spot. From my experience, for the past, I would say 8 years, when we have a marriage-based filing or an interview for a green card, we normally do not get an interview on the spot. Normally, after an interview, the officer will review the file further, do some further investigation, and the officer will either, you'll get an approval in the mail within 30 days, or you get a request for evidence from immigration. They may want more evidence to prove the relationship. So you normally don't get a decision on the spot. So I would give it 30 days and then see if they get back to you with a letter, with a decision, or if they want you to do something else, or if they want further information from you. But give it at least 30 days. If you don't hear from them in 30 days, then you can do a USCIS inquiry, and you can see that on their website, or you could go on my website, and I have a link that you could do an inquiry. If you scroll down to the middle of my homepage, so again, go to my website, GailLaw.com, GailLaw.com, and there is a link on our, I'm going to my homepage right now, it will say inquiry. It's not there right now, but I'm going to put it as soon as we get off. I have case status, but it will say inquiry, online inquiry, case inquiry. You'll click that link and follow the prompts and submit an inquiry on your case. U.S. citizen, living in Mexico, want to relocate with your Mexican fiance. The best option I can give you is to set a free phone consultation with our office. Again, send me a text, 407-292-7730, or we're on WhatsApp. If you're in Mexico, WhatsApp may be the best option for you. Our WhatsApp is 407-353-1363. Again, all this information with our phone number and WhatsApp to send us a text or chat is on our website, GailLaw.com, GailLaw.com. If you're in Mexico, you're a U.S. citizen, let's say you decide to marry your fiance and file for her, you're looking at a 9 to 12 month process. But definitely there's an option for you and your fiance to relocate to the U.S. together. I have my residency card for 20 years. How do I go about filing for my citizenship? I do have a nice informative video on citizenship on my YouTube channel. If you go to my YouTube channel, which you just look YouTube, my U.S. immigration lawyer, or just hashtag GailLaw, the number sign, GailLaw on YouTube, and you'll find us. But if you have been a permanent resident for 20 years, I think it's about time that you file and become a citizen. You just, for the citizenship process, you just have to read a sentence in English, write a sentence in English. But if you've been a permanent resident for 20 years and if you're over age 50, you'll be exempt from the English reading and writing test. So you would just have to take the history test, which is learning 100 history questions. And the day of the test, they will pick 10 from those 100, and you have to get 6 out of 10 correct, okay? I-751 pending after interview, and the partner now filed for divorce. Okay, if you filed your I-751 joint when you had that interview, and now post-interview, meaning after the interview, you're divorced, you may have to file a new 751 because now you're divorced and you have to file seeking a waiver, okay? I will be able to advise you further on that. Please, you would have to set a consultation. Again, go to our website, GailLaw.com, GailLaw.com, or visit our website, that's our website, or just send me a text, 407-292-7730. Because you have that prior filing on that 751 and you had that prior interview, the consultation would be $100, and we'll send you a link how you can easily pay that 100, and then you can set that phone consultation with us, okay? How long does it take to get an EB2 approval after biometrics? Again, these I-45s, whether it's employment-based or family-based, immediate relative, or even an employment EB2, that can take a good 9 months to a year. So again, there are huge delays with immigration. Something else that was just announced was the 751s, and we had a few questions on the 751s. If you have a 2-year green card and you filed a form I-751 to get your 10-year card to prove your marriage, before the receipt notices used to extend your status for 2 years because the decisions used to take 2 years. It was just recently announced that the form I-751, when you file it now, your receipt notice will extend your status for 48 months. What does that mean, 48 months? That means that they're going to extend your status for 4 years because it could possibly take that long to make a decision. I know a lot of you are like, wow, that's ridiculous. There is a lawsuit pending right now against Department of Homeland Security for these delays. A lot of these delays are not due to the present administration. To be clear, it is due to the prior administration who did throw a wrench into a well-oiled system, and everything was working really good. You know, a lot of delays with Trump administration because there were a lot of burdensome requirements, and it made a lot of cases go longer. And also, it's only been literally maybe 2 years since COVID, and they're still trying to clear up the backlog. So I will add that inquiry link on my website. So some of you who your cases have been pending for a while and you want to do an inquiry, you'll click that inquiry link on my website. Give me till the end of the day today. Once you click that link, then you'll be able to do a direct inquiry with USCIS. I had a question about someone married to a U.S. citizen trying to get a driver's license. If you are married to a U.S. citizen and you filed your petitions and you have your receipts, you have your I-130 receipt, you have your I-45 receipt with your name and your address on the receipt, then you can go to DMV. And when you go to DMV, take those receipts, take your ID, and they should be able to give you a Florida ID. Well, I don't know if Florida, I'm in Florida, so I'm assuming Florida, but they should be able to give you an ID. Again, DMVs are different all around different states, okay? So I don't know which state that you're in for that DMV question. I think you were asking me that question on YouTube. So if you can, you know, be specific, but I would make an appointment at your local DMV, whatever state you live in, and take your receipt notices, take your passport, take your ID, and you will definitely, you know, DMV will be able to tell you. Florida. Okay. Yeah, for Florida, yes. I know for a fact Florida will give you an ID, a Florida ID with just the receipt notices. Sometimes they may want to see the work permit to give you the actual driver's license, but you can at least get a Florida ID with the receipt notices. So make an appointment. Make sure you follow their information on their website of how to prove your residency in the state of Florida, and apply for the driver's license. But I do have clients who are getting licensed and Florida ID with the receipt notices, okay? So you will need those receipt notices. Is that process? 11 months for I-130. Is that through a marriage to a U.S. citizen? The I-130 that's been pending for 11 months. And, you know, a lot of this, you guys are creating online accounts. You're going on and you're checking. You know, you could check, you know, 10 times a week. It's not going to make your case go any faster. So you have to let the process be. And just, you know, immigration is still a paper-based agency, and you will get notification in the mail. I find the online system has a lot of errors and is not to be totally 100% relied on. But again, you know, there are delays. I am seeing some of my marriage to U.S. citizen cases even taking more than a year. I have some I-751 cases where the marriage and they have children are taking over 40 months. So some of these processing times, in your mind, you think it's too long, but those are the wait times. And even when you click on my website for that inquiry link, which I'm going to put up by the end of the day, you'll see there's a, when you click that link, it's going to say the option of case outside normal processing. Even if you enter your case information there, they may not even allow you to do the inquiry because they will put a message to you, reply with a message that says your case is within normal processing time. So in their system, if your case is within normal processing time, they will not allow you to submit an inquiry, okay? You do not need the work permit to get the driver's license. You may be able to get it with just the receipt notices. You may be able to just get the ID. Again, that will be up to DMV to make the determination, but I do know clients are getting, oh, hi Pierre, I see you're watching from Haiti. We're very happy to see you join us on the YouTube. I know you had some trouble on the Facebook. So you definitely could get the Florida ID with those receipt notices. Again, if you're now joining, this is Immigration Attorney Gail Seeram, and we are live here in Orlando, Florida. We've been practicing immigration law for 22 years. We represent clients all over the world, all over the United States. Immigration law is federal law. It doesn't matter what state your attorney is in. We can prepare and file petitions for you here in the United States. All immigration petitions are filed here in the United States. So we'd be more than happy to help you. We have a free consultation. Text or WhatsApp our office. Go to our website, GailLaw.com, GailLaw.com. You'll notice that when you go on my website, our phone numbers are on the top, and also there is a blue button that says book your appointment online. If you click that blue button, it will open up my calendar and you'll be able to choose what time you would like to speak to me. We are, hello Chicago. I don't see your question, Chicago, because it just scrolled up. If you can ask me your question again, I'll be more than happy. I see the person with the U visa question, okay? That you can take your receipt notice to your local DMV and see if they will give you some type of ID, okay? In terms of the work permit, it depends on how you filed your U visa if you'll be able to get a work permit. Can you get married on a visitor visa? Yes, you can. There are some caution or red flags about marrying on a visitor visa. There is a rule, a 90-day marriage rule. If you enter the United States and marry within 90 days of entry, your marriage can be presumed fraud. It is a rule that went into effect September 2017. I caution people about marrying too quickly upon entry into the United States, but we can discuss that further during a phone consultation. The rule has not been applied, the 90-day marriage rule, through the Biden administration, but we still want you to be aware and be cautious of that rule. Again, I have a video on YouTube. Check out our YouTube channel, hashtag GailLaw on YouTube, or My U.S. Immigration Lawyer on YouTube, and you will find all of our videos. We do have a video on that 90-day marriage rule for the person who asked about getting married. Can I adjust my status if paroled? That's a consultation. I need to look at the parole stamp and see that you were properly paroled in. A parole entry is considered a lawful entry, and if you marry a U.S. citizen or have a parent that's U.S. citizen or child over 21 that's U.S. citizen who can possibly file for you, then yes, that can be considered. My mom is due for citizenship. Okay, if your mom is due for citizenship, it doesn't matter that she's not working. You don't have to be working to file for citizenship. The only requirements for citizenship is good moral character for 5 years prior to applying. And good moral character means a lot of things. We can go through that during a consultation. Read or write a sentence in English and learn 100 history questions. Okay. So make an appointment, go to our website, GailLaw.com, GailLaw.com, click the blue button, book your appointment, and we'll be more than happy to have a free consultation with mom about her citizenship, okay? What to expect at an interview for Pakistan. If the interview is at the U.S. Embassy, go to that U.S. Embassy website, and they actually have a link of what to expect during your interview, so that may be a little bit helpful for you. I had a question about DACA. Can DACA lead to a green card? Right now, DACA is just deferred action for childhood arrival. It just means that if you have DACA, they're not going to deport you, and they're going to give you work authorization and an opportunity to work in the United States. It may lead to a green card if you are married to a U.S. citizen, or if you have an adult child over 21 that can file for you, but you've had a lawful entry into the United States. So we would have to explore that. Again, free consultation. Text or call us, or go to our website to book that appointment, GailLaw.com, GailLaw.com, and we'd be more than happy to book that consultation. Okay, can a person get status after first reentry? First reentry. I don't understand the question about first reentry, that versus initial entry. So again, free consultation, a lot of case-specific questions. I have a few more questions to ask before I can answer your question. Okay, 67-year-old, is she still going to have to take the exam? For the citizenship for mom, that's 67, okay? Yes, she has to take the exam. It depends on how long she's been a permanent resident. You are exempt from the English and reading writing portion of the citizenship if you are over age 50 and been a permanent resident for over 20 years. If you're over age 55 and been a permanent resident for more than 15 years, okay? And if you're over age 65 and been a permanent resident for more than 20 years. So it depends on how long she's had her permanent residency. Again, we'd be more than happy to do a free consultation. Go to our website and book that online appointment. And again, or send us a text, 407-292-7730. Give us a call, 407-292-7730. We'd be more than happy to help you. Cases being expedited are very rare, I'll be honest with you. So for a case to be expedited, the person is outside the U.S., unless the person is dying on their deathbed and proof has to be submitted of that, that's the only situation where I've seen a case, or someone has a deadly illness, then I see cases being expedited, okay? If you have a removal order, voluntary departure, those questions, that's going to be a $100 consultation. Visit our website, send us a text, make the payment, and go ahead and schedule your consultation. So go to our website, GailLaw.com, GailLaw.com, click the book online appointment, the blue book online appointment, okay? I see the questions are coming in, but we only dedicated a half an hour to this, and we are going to try to do this at least once a month, the first Wednesdays of the month, and just mark your calendars on that, 1 o'clock, so we can help you with that. So if you enjoyed this session, if you found that it was very helpful, you learned something new, hit that like button, hit the thumbs up, share. Keep up to date with all of the immigration info that we provide at the law offices of Gail Seeram. Also, I do see some questions still coming in. Again, reminding you, we do have a free consultation, free phone consultation. And we do free phone consultations all over the world. We do it through WhatsApp, in Florida, out of Florida, in the U.S., out of the U.S. So visit our website, GailLaw.com. Click on the book appointment button. It'll open up our schedule, book your appointment. We do require a photo ID to do that phone consultation because we need to know who we're talking to. And you just have to type your question in. If your consultation requires a payment of $100, you can make that payment there. And again, $100 is required only if you have a prior filing, prior arrest, or you were in immigration court. We saw some questions about removal, voluntary departure, and so forth, okay? But be more than happy to help you all with your immigration questions. That's what we have been doing for the past 22 years. We have had over 19 TV interviews with various news stations, and we have been named Best Lawyer for Immigration by News and World Report and Orlando Magazine since 2016, continuously up until even this year, 2023. So we'd be more than happy to help you with all of your immigration matters. And with that being said, have a great rest of your day. Thank you for joining us, and have a great rest of your day.